Secretary will call the roll.
Alquist, Anderson, Berryhill, Blakesley, Calderon, Canella, Corbett, Correa, De Leon, DeSaulnier, Dutton, Emerson, Evans, Fuller, Gaines, Hancock, Harmon, Hernandez, Huff, Kehoe, LaMalfa, Leno, Ted Lieu, Carol Lieu, Lowenthal, Negrete McLeod, Padilla, Pavley, Price, Rubio, Runner, Smidian, Steinberg, Strickland, Vargas, Walters, Wolk, Wright, Weiland, Yee.
The absence of a quorum having been duly noted, the Sergeant-at-Arms is asked to lock the doors and call the absent members. Sergeant-at-Arms, please call the absent members. And warmer weather having finally arrived here in the Capitol, could we also ask for some air conditioning at this time, please? Members, a quorum is present. Could we ask that the members and our guests beyond the rail and in the gallery please rise? We will be led in prayer this morning by our guest chaplain, Reverend Pamela Anderson from the Countryside Community Church of Esparto, after which the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Senator Lois Wolk.
As we prepare our hearts for prayers this morning, may we think about this quote. As someone once said, we are always connected to God. The question is, how corroded is the link? Let us this morning take the time to clean out the corrosion, clear our minds of the things that distract us, listen for the still small voice of wisdom, and become more present to the presence. Let us pray. Gracious and loving God, we pray for our California Senate and for the deliberations they are about to embark upon today and may they be strengthened in good spirit with each other and mindful of your presence. This prayer we pray. And all of God's people said, Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Reverend. Thank you, Senator Wolk. Members, that brings us to privileges of the floor. Privileges of the floor. Senator Steinberg, for what purpose do you rise, sir?
For purposes of describing the Senate schedule over the next several days.
Please proceed, Senator.
Thank you, members. I know that there is a lot of anticipation about the schedule for the next several days, not only among the members, but among the public as well. So I wanted to give you an idea of what it is I anticipate. Yesterday, the Senate Budget Committee passed a number of measures that would complete our work on the 2011-12 budget. Those measures are now being drafted. They've been drafted, or in the process of being drafted, for some time. Most of the bills have come into print this morning. There are still several that are being finalized and will be in print, hopefully, before the end of the morning. I've met with Senator Dutton and talked to Senator Dutton about the very reasonable request from the minority party and the majority party as well, frankly, to be able to actually look at language, to be able to review the language, to be able to caucus, obviously, and to be able to be prepared for the beginning of the budget debate. Accordingly, we will do about an hour of work here this morning on our regular schedule. We will then caucus as Democrats, and I don't know what exactly the Republican plan there is, but we'll caucus as Democrats at about 11:15, probably for several hours. I'm announcing now that the budget debate will begin at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And I've also scheduled session for Saturday and Sunday. And, of course, Monday, Tuesday, in anticipation of the June 15th deadline. The time, of course, not ready to announce yet for the weekend days. But we want to do this, obviously, in a civil way, in a way that reflects what is best about this process and the Senate. And we want to give us enough time to be able to debate, go back and forth, and meet our constitutional deadlines. And so with that, budget debate will begin at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Let's proceed with today's session, our respective analyses and caucuses, and that's the announcement. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Steinberg. Members, we are at privileges of the floor. Without objection, permission for photographers to be on the floor. So ordered, without objection. Senator Blakesley. Senator Blakesley. Under privileges of the floor.
Thank you, President Pro Tem. I'd like to make a presentation of a resolution.
Without objection. Senator Blakesley at Senator Steinberg's desk. Members, if we could direct your attention to Senator Blakesley, who is at Senator Steinberg's desk for a presentation. We are at privileges of the floor, members. If there are other members with privileges of the floor, please be prepared. Senator Blakesley, you may present.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, members. It's a real privilege for me today to present this resolution to a member of my community who has served very nobly in our armed forces and also received recognition from CNN as being one of its 2010 heroes. Only 25 such individuals were selected out of 27,000 nominees. And I'm happy to provide this resolution to Dana Cummings. Dana, come on up here, will you? Thank you so much. I'll just share a little bit about Dana, if I may. Corporal Dana Cummings served 6 years in the Marine Corps, including service and operations at Desert Shield and Desert Storm. He returned home safely from the tours of duty, only to lose his leg in an automobile accident in 2002. He said, "After being laid up for a few weeks, I had to make a choice. I could either let this destroy me or make me stronger. I chose the latter." He then went about setting goals, including a seemingly audacious one, given the loss of his leg. He wanted to learn to surf. In 2003, 1 year after his accident, he brought home his first surfing trophy. He said surfing was the best therapeutic and rehabilitative effort he could undertake at that point in his life. Inspired to share his healing with his fellow disabled veterans, he founded AMP Surf, the Association of Amputee Surfers. AMP Surf is a unique rehabilitative program offering Learn to Surf clinics that have served hundreds of disabled veterans, civilians, and children since its inception in 2003. Its mission is to help people, especially disabled veteran heroes, help them to see all the opportunities they still have in their life and define themselves by what they can do, not by what they can't. AMP Surf started with just 8 students. This year it expands to the East Coast and is anticipated to reach over 500 people living with disabilities. For his work, again, CNN named him as one of its 2010 heroes, 25 among 27,000 applications for that honor. For his service to his community, we would like to recognize him with this resolution and also introduce his family at this time. So, Dana, congratulations.
Thank you, Senator Blakeslee. It's a true honor to be here and to have my family here as well. Thank all of you for this honor and this resolution. This is my mom, Noreen Cummings. She flew out from Maine for this. Behind her is my lovely wife, Rebecca, and my son, Archer. Beside her is my daughter, Megan. And then on the other side is our great-grandmother, Alice. And I'm also honored to introduce you to my great-grandfather, Joe. He was an Iwo Jima veteran, and we took him surfing for the first time in 70 years this weekend.
Dana took me on a surfing excursion to prove that an 85-year-old could still surf after not surfing for 70 years. I did pretty good. I think I'll turn pro, though. More money in it.
Again, we're so lucky in our community to have Dana, and I just wanted to thank this body for taking a moment to recognize his service to disabled veterans around the country.
Thank you, Senator Blakeslee. Corporal Cummings, it's our pleasure and our privilege to welcome you and your family to the California State Senate and to thank you for your service and for your family's service over the course of a great many years. Thank you for honoring us with your presence today. Once again, members, please join us in thanking the Senate. Members, are there other items under privileges of the floor? Other items under privileges of the floor? Senator Gaines, we'll get to you in just one moment after we complete the photographs at the rear of the chambers. One moment, please. We will then go to Senator Gaines at Senator Steinberg's desk. Senator Gaines, for what purpose do you rise, please?
like to have the opportunity to present a certificate honoring Andrew Mills.
Please proceed.
Andrew Mills of Jesuit High School in Carmichael was one of 2 recipients selected to receive the notable 2011 CIF Farmers Scholarship Athlete of the Year Award. Andrew's passion for soccer, scholastic excellence, and community service made him stand out from hundreds of candidates across the state. While collecting a weighted grade point average of 4.77 and a 2230 score on the SAT, Andrew also logged more than 100 hours of community service and was a key member of the Jesuit boys soccer team. He was named Most Valuable Player of the 2010 San Joaquin Section D1 tournament and selected as an ESPN Fall All-American Defender. Andrew will attend Princeton in the fall and major in the liberal arts. Congratulations, Andrew.
Andrew, we welcome both you and your family to the California State Senate. Thank you for being here with us today. Members, let's join one more time in welcoming Andrew Mills for being the CIF Scholar Athlete of the Year Award winner. Senator Hancock, for what purpose do you rise, Senator? Senator Hancock at Senator Steinberg's desk.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I rise because we have another Scholar Athlete of the Year from CIF with us today, and it's an honor for me to present Valerie Fong from Alameda High School, who is also the 2011 CIF Farmers Athlete of the Year, Scholar Athlete of the Year. She played volleyball for Alameda High School and has had immense, her passion to participate in the sport she loves has resulted in opportunities to help her community and to have her experience personal growth. Valerie helped to organize the CIF North Coast Section sanctioned charity volleyball tournament at her school. The tournament raised over $1,000 for the George Mark Children's Hospice and Respite Care Facility in San Leandro, California. She also serves as a student volunteer at Kaiser Hospital in Oakland, and as an athlete, helped the Alameda High Hornets finish in second place behind Berkeley in the Alameda Contra Costa Athletic League. This is all cities that are in the 9th Senate District, of course. It was the Hornets' first league title in 26 years, and she earned the team Most Valuable Player awards from 2008 and 2010, being captain of the team during her junior and senior seasons. Academically, she has a 4.6 weighted grade point average and scored 2,110 on the Scholastic Aptitude Test, the SAT. She's a National Merit Scholarship recipient and a College Board Advanced Placement Scholar.
One moment, please, Senator. I believe the chambers are abuzz with the 4.6 weighted grade point average. If we could ask members to
wait till you hear, guys. She will attend UCLA in the fall. And we have more people from Southern California than Northern California here, Valerie. And if there's a doctor in the house, Mr. Emerson, she will attend UCLA and plans to major in microbiology and immunology. So,
members, let's join Senator Hancock in welcoming and congratulating Valerie Fong and her family.
Yes, and I would also like to recognize Valerie's parents who are with her today as well.
Once again, congratulations to our Scholar Athlete of the Year award winner from CIF. Congratulations to Ms. Valerie Fong, and thank you and a welcome again to her family. Members, do we have other items under privileges of the floor? Other items under privileges of the floor? Senator Hancock at Senator Steinberg's desk. For what purpose do you rise, Senator?
Mr. President and members, I rise today to...
Senator Hancock, one moment, please. Members, I'm advised that we need to waive Senate Rule 55 to allow lobbyists on the floor. Without objection, so ordered. Senator Hancock, please proceed.
I rise today to recognize an individual whose work has helped us all and with whom we have all worked for many years, Bill McGavern. Bill McGavern has served as an advocate for the Sierra Club since 2000. He has been a director of Sierra Club California since 2008, and after 11 years at Sierra Club California, Bill will be retiring, sort of. Bill has been recognized by members of the legislature, administration officials, and the media as a leader and an effective voice on the important environmental issues facing California. He has made very, very important contributions in many areas, including green chemistry, AB 32 implementation, recycling, pesticides, radioactive waste, brownfields cleanup, environmental justice and environmental health, campaign reform, and open government. Bill has earned the universal respect of Sierra Club volunteers and the legislature with whom he has worked, including other environmental advocacy groups, and has helped us all set priorities as we try to build a clean, healthy, and beautiful environment for the people of this state. He lives in a wonderful infill housing project, which is kind of a co-housing project. If any of you have seen it, it's a real model. He commutes by bicycle, and I want to commend Bill McGavern for the outstanding service he has provided, and our sincerest best wishes and expectation of his great success in other endeavors. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Senator Hancock. And Senator Hancock, I'm advised that no woods from the rainforest were used to make that proclamation.
But is it recycled paper, Mr.
Indeed.
President?
Once again, our congratulations. Members, please join me. Thank you. Members, do we have other items under privileges of the floor? Other items under privileges of the floor? Seeing and hearing none at this time, members, we will move on. On the file, messages from the governor will be deemed read. Messages from the assembly will be deemed read. Reports of committee will be deemed read and amendments adopted. Members, that takes us to motions, resolutions, motions and resolutions. Under motions and resolutions, members, Without objection, the following resolution will be withdrawn from committee and placed on today's special consent calendar. That is ACR 57, Assembly Concurrent Resolution 57. Without objection, withdrawn from committee and placed on today's special consent calendar. So ordered. Members, any other items under motions and resolutions at this time? If not, we will move on to consideration of the daily file. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Joint Resolution 4 with amendments, AB 741 with amendments, 23 with amendments, 147 with amendments, 307, 309.
And deemed read. Members, that takes us to governor's appointments. Senator Steinberg, do you wish to take these matters up today? Governor's appointments, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. President. File item 38, if I may, please.
Please read. Proceed, Mr.
Thank you very much. These are the confirmations of Eddie Lang Jr. and Lisa E. Miller Strunk, both members of the Contractor State License Board. They were approved yesterday in the Rules Committee on a 5-0 vote. There was no opposition. We ask for an aye vote.
Debate or discussion? Debate or discussion? Seeing and hearing none, Secretary, call the roll.
Alquist? Aye. Anderson? Aye. Berryhill? Blakesley? Aye. Calderon? Cannella? Aye. Corbett? Aye. Correa? Aye. De Leon? Aye. DeSaulnier? Aye. Dutton? Aye. Emerson? Aye. Evans? Aye. Fuller? Aye. Gaines? Aye. Hancock? Harmon? Hernandez? Aye. Huff? Aye. Kehoe? Aye. LaMalfa? Aye. Leno? Aye. Ted Lieu? Aye. Carol Lieu? Aye. Lowenthal? Aye. Negrete McLeod? Aye. Padilla? Aye. Pavley? Aye. Price? Aye. Rubio? Aye. Runner? Smidian? Aye. Steinberg? Aye. Strickland? Aye. Vargas? Aye. Walters? Aye. Wolk? Aye. Wright? Aye. Wyland? Aye. Yee? Yee, aye. Runner, aye. Hancock, aye. Harmon, aye.
Call the absent members.
Berryhill? Calderon?
Ayes 38, noes 0. The appointments are confirmed. Members, that brings us to Senate third reading. Do we have any items under Senate third reading? Under Assembly third reading, Senator Evans, for what purpose do you rise, Senator? One moment, Senator. Senator Evans at Senator Evans' desk, please. Please proceed.
Presentation of item 59, if that's appropriate, Mr.
Item
President.
59? File item 59. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1020 by Assembly Member Chesbro, enacting to tribal gaming and declaring the urge thereof to take effect immediately.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, this bill ratifies a compact between the Havamatolo Pomo of Upper Lake Tribe and the governor. The tribe has been working on this for a number of years. They've done an outstanding job of working with the local community, and there is an existing MOU between the County of Lake and the tribe that ensures that Lake County's interests are taken into consideration throughout the development of the tribe's project.
Senator Evans, one moment, please. Members, please. One moment, please, Senator Evans. Please proceed.
Hush has settled upon the chambers. Thank you. Members, the Lake County Board of Supervisors has unanimously supported this compact, and the tribe has signed a collective bargaining agreement with Unite Here. It's critically important for Lake County. Lake County is currently experiencing a 20% unemployment rate, one of the highest in the state. and this compact will immediately create between 200 and 300 badly needed new construction jobs. And upon the completion of the gaming project, the tribe will be providing more than 145 ongoing full-time jobs with benefits. The tribe has done everything right, and there is no opposition. I urge an aye vote.
Debate or discussion? Debate or discussion. Senator Wright.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, I rise to support AB 1020. On June 6th, the Senate GO Committee did hold a public hearing on this measure. It was an informational hearing. We didn't take a vote because on compacts, we only hold a public hearing. I wanted to make clear that we did not hold a vote because there was any opposition, but our policy is that we hold an informational hearing on the compact. Some of you may remember last year this compact was before the body. We voted it out. The Department of the Interior of the federal government actually rejected the compact. The compact process, by the way, is a three-part process. The state approves, the tribal government approves, but the federal government also has to approve the compact. In the case of the Upper Lake Compact, it was rejected by the federal government, sent back to us. It was renegotiated between Governor Brown and the tribe. They have reached an agreement. I'd ask for an aye vote.
Further debate or discussion? Further debate or discussion? Seeing and hearing none, Senator Evans, you may close.
I ask for an aye vote.
Secretary, call the roll.
Alquist. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Berryhill. Aye. Blakesley. Aye. Calderon. Canella. Aye. Corbett. Aye. Correa. Aye. De Leon. Aye. DeSaulnier. Dutton. Aye. Emerson. Aye. Evans. Aye. Fuller. Aye. Gaines. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Harmon. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Huff. Aye. Kehoe. Aye. LaMalfa. Aye. Leno. Aye. Ted Lieu. Aye. Carol Lieu. Aye. Lowenthal. Aye. Negrete McLeod. Padilla. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Price. Aye. Rubio. Aye. Runner. Aye. Simidian. Aye. Steinberg. Aye. Strickland. Aye. Vargas. Aye. Walters. Aye. Wolk. Aye. Wright. Aye. Wyland. Aye. Yee. Yee, aye.
Call the absent members.
Negrete McLeod, aye. Calderon, aye. DeSaulnier, aye.
Ayes 40, no 0 on the urgency. Ayes 40, no 0 on the bill. The bill is passed. Members, we return briefly to privileges of the floor. Privileges of the floor. Senator Yee at Senator Steinberg's desk with Senator Dutton. Senator Dutton, Senator Yee, for what purpose do you rise, gentlemen?
Purposes of introduction.
Please proceed, Senator.
Well, Mr. President, I rise for the purpose of an introduction. Visiting the Capitol today is Timothy White, the Chancellor of the University of California, Riverside. Mr. White became the 8th Chancellor of UCR in September of 2008, a lifelong educator. Chancellor White previously served as President of the University of Idaho and Provost and Executive Vice President of Oregon State University. He received a PhD in exercise let's see. It's like, well, anyway, from UC Berkeley and spent 2 years as a postdoctorate scholar at the University of Michigan. He is known internationally for his work in muscle, plastic, and injury and aging. Join me in welcoming the Chancellor White to the Senate chambers.
Mr. President and Senators, I want to join my colleague, Senator Dutton, in welcoming Chancellor White. This was several weeks ago. I came home late one Sunday night, and my wife was watching TV. And so just to try to catch a glance, it was Undercover Boss. And there was this tall gentleman who decided that he was going to go undercover to really understand a little bit better about his particular campus, the Riverside campus, UC Riverside. And in the course of that particular show, I saw a chancellor becoming an assistant professor of chemistry, a tour guide, a number of other roles. And out of that experience of just watching him, I saw a rather compassionate chancellor, someone who really, really cares. He interviewed a number of students in the course of his being an undercover boss, and he saw how difficult and how challenging some of these students are at his campus. And he reached out to them and tried to do what he could, in fact, to make their lives and their future in his school a lot better. And so when I heard that he was going to come by, I couldn't help but saying, we've got to introduce him onto the floor to let everyone know in the state of California that, these chancellors that you see, they may be in an ivory tower, but their heart is of gold, and their heart is of compassion, really trying to give all of our students a better chance in life. And so I want to join Senator Dutton. I don't know if Senator Emerson, you might want to come by, because I think those people down there, I don't know what they call it down there, but the air that they breathe makes them grow a little bit taller. And, if you can see the two of them back there. But I just want to, again, thank Senator Dutton for allowing me to participate in this presentation. Thank you very, very much. Okay, pushing me around again, Senator Emerson.
Senator Emerson?
Thank you, Mr. President and members. Chancellor White just wanted me to make clear that it was not America's Most Wanted, but he was the undercover boss. So I just wanted to make that point clear. We are very fortunate to have a chancellor such as Chancellor White at UC Riverside. He's going to put our campus on the map, and welcome to the State Senator, Chancellor White.
Thank you. Members, let's join our colleagues in welcoming Chancellor White from UC Riverside.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to say hello. I know you have a busy agenda and very important work to do for the people of California, and I encourage you in your work, and thank you for the opportunity to be here today.
Thank you for being with us, Chancellor. Once again, members. Members, that completes the items we have under privileges of the floor. We do have one item under Senate third reading, and that is file item 44. File item 44. Senator Carol Liu, are you prepared to take this item up?
Yes.
Secretary, please read.
Senate Concurrent Resolution 18 by Senator Liu, enacting to public schools.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, until recently, federal funding for Safe and Drug-Free Schools and Communities program provided districts and communities with the resources needed to monitor school safety and climate, student engagement, and non-academic learning barriers such as substance abuse, bullying, health issues, and violence. Unfortunately, the federal Safe and Drug-Free Schools program has been eliminated, and this jeopardizes the California School Climate, Health, and Learning Survey system, which was previously required to be in compliance with federal laws. These surveys are more commonly referred to as California Healthy Kids Survey, the School Climate Survey, and the Parent Survey. This resolution acknowledges the importance of the data on health, school culture, and climate, and calls upon the state to ensure that these surveys remain viable. The resolution urges the state to pursue federal funding, grants, or other sources to support these surveys, and SCR 18 is sponsored by Children Now, and I ask for your support.
Members, is there any debate or discussion? Debate or discussion? If not, is there any objection to substituting our unanimous roll call? There is. Secretary, please call the roll.
Alquist? Aye. Anderson? No. Berryhill? No. Blakesley? Calderon? Aye. Canella? No. Corbett? Aye. Correa? Aye. De Leon? Aye. DeSaulnier? Aye. Dutton? No. Emerson? No. Evans? Aye. Fuller? No. Gaines? No. Hancock? Aye. Harmon? No. Hernandez? Aye. Huff? No. Kehoe? Aye. LaMalfa? No. Leno? Aye. Ted Lieu? I, Carol Liu. I, Lowenthal. I, Negrete McLeod. I, Padilla. I, Pavley. I, Price. I, Rubio. I, Runner. No. Smidian. I, Steinberg. I, Strickland. No. Vargas. I, Walters. No. Wolk. I, Wright. I, Wyland. No. Yee. Yee, aye.
Call the absent members.
Blakesley.
Ayes 25, noes 14. The resolution is adopted. Members, returning briefly to privileges of the floor. Senator Gaines, for what purpose do you rise, Senator?
Yes, I'd like to make an introduction, please.
Please proceed, Senator.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. Members, I'd like to recognize the Carroll Elementary School 4th grade class. They're from Elk Grove, and they're here with us in the gallery.
Why don't we ask them to stand and please welcome the Carroll Elementary School from Elk Grove. Thank you, Senator. Members, returning to the file, we are at special consent calendar. We have one item on special consent, that is ACR 57. Is there any objection to substituting the unanimous roll call on the special consent calendar? Any objection to substituting the unanimous roll call on special consent calendar? If not, then without objection, ayes 40, noes 0, consent calendar is approved. Members, that completes the daily file. Returning to motions and resolutions, if any. If not, if there's no other business, Senator Steinberg, the desk is clear.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. The Democratic caucus will begin at 5 minutes after 11 o'clock. 5 minutes after 11. Thank you.
Senator Dutton.
Again, caucus immediately following recess or whatever it is we're doing, and it'll be back in Cox's clubhouse.
Thank you. Members, once again, please. Republican caucus, 5 minutes after recess, 5 minutes after recess in the Cox Lounge. Democratic caucus in the Maddie Lounge at 11:05. Democratic caucus in the Maddie Lounge at 11:05. The Senate will be in recess until 5 p.m., at which time the adjournment motion will be made. We will reconvene pursuant to the President Pro Tem's announcement at 10 a.m. Friday morning, 10 a.m. Friday morning. Until that time, members, we stand in recess.